welcome to the family with
non-family member Doug Sprinthal.
And Andy Brant Bernard.
And Alex and Catherine, too, who are not here yet.
what the hell? Seriously, the show's supposed to start 5 minutes ago. It's 55, and they're still not here.
Yep.
I just don't understand it. Makes no sense to me. All right, I saved this first story for you guys because I have not seen this yet. The worst Wheel of Fortune guess ever. Do you guys know anything about this?
I mean,
It's not Mike Gelfand, is it?
That was a while ago.
I like that. What did he say again? I forgot.
I was trying to explain the story to Sarah, and I can't remember what phrase
was
he
the thing,
messed
yeah.
up. It was something
Like
relatively
top to bottom
easy.
or something like that.
Yeah.
I can find it. Wheel of
I think it was
Fortune.
from top to bottom.
There's some weirdo out there who transcribes every Wheel of Fortune show and has for like decades.
Why?
Because he loves Wheel. Here it is, episode number 340 or 361, 1985, May 13th. What did Gelfand not get? From top to bottom, I was right.
It was from top to bottom, yep.
So there
What
you
was
go.
the question? So what was the question?
It's a bonus phrase that there's no question.
Oh, there's no question.
Yeah, you buy the letters and
Oh, that's right.
try to guess what
That's
it is. And
Spell
in
R.L.
those
Stein.
days, as Sarah reminded me, you would actually get to select prizes because I told her the story, the carpet story,
Yep.
Oh, God.
where Tom got to do
Yep,
all
the
the work.
options, there was a $13,000 Oldsmobile, a $33,000 Sapphire and Diamond bracelet, and a $7,800 truck. So there
What
you
did
go.
he get?
He got, let's see, what did he come home with?
You
It
get carpet and a
says
Dalmatian, right?
Yeah, he got a Dalmatian.
sleeper sofa, brass cocktail table, stain-resistant carpet, table lamps, fluted bowl, ceramic greyhound.
Ceramic Greyhound, that's what it
Yep,
was.
some Texas Instruments learning games, and $285 on a gift card.
Ooh, $285.
And also, wow, he also won a color video camera and VHS recorder, a 13-inch color TV, a mohair shawl, and another $51 on the gift card.
Where's
picked the
Gelfand's
mo-
mohair shawl?
Apparently. Why not? It was the 80s. What are you going to do?
Gelfand. What he's talking about, what Doug was talking about, is I got a call from Gelfand after he won these prizes on Wheel of Fortune. He calls me and says, hey, could you help me? I got this big roll of carpet, and I need to get it upstairs. I said, yeah, no problem. So I drive over to his house. I walk in, and the carpet is round up about this big. Okay, it's a lot of carpet. So I go to one end. I said, you got to go? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, you just grab the other end, and you grab the front end, and I'll carry most of the weight pushing it up the stairs if I do the back end. He goes, oh, I can't help. I had to put the whole thing on my shoulder and haul the whole damn thing up the stairs by myself. Thank God.
Let me ask you a question. Seriously, could you have done that today?
Oh, I don't think so.
That carpet is heavy.
It is indeed.
Yeah, it sure is. Why we had to rip up our carpet like earlier this year, or maybe even late last year. We tore up a bunch of carpet to get it recarpeted, and yeah, hauling it all out and cutting it up and everything. Not fun.
A different kettle of fish.
But the good news is it lasts forever.
Indeed. Well, here's the deal. We say this all the time. We never stop getting new contenders. This might be the worst Wheel of Fortune guess ever. On Monday's show, one of the puzzle answers was give yourself a round of applause. And there were enough answers to make it pretty obvious. But a contestant named Will Jordan, that name sounds familiar. Why does Will Jordan sound familiar?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Anyway, he guessed what? He guessed treat yourself a round of sausage.
What?
What?
I don't think that's a thing people say, but I could be wrong.
Treat yourself, not two either, just treat yourself a round of sausage. Okay? The next contestant successfully solved it, and Ryan Seacrest said, quote, although, Will, I kind of like yours better. In an interview with the show's social correspondent, Maggie Sajak, is that Pat's daughter?
It must be.
huh?
I think, yeah.
Niece.
Maggie Sajak would be. Yep, Pat Sajak's daughter.
There you go. Pat Sajak's a great guy. I was kind of sorry to see him go because he's just a really good guy, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
He flew. I think he lives in Maryland, and he would get on a jet and fly to California, shoot a bunch of shows,
Yeah.
get back on it, and go back to.
Well, I think
go
they'd
back
shoot an
home.
entire season all at once, like
Yeah,
over
they
the
did.
course of a couple days.
I think that's true. Absolutely. I tell you, when the lights are on and you know the stars and Ryan Seacrest, Vanna White, I just went blank. But if your dad in retirement is watching the show, maybe he cracks a beer and gets a laugh. It was worth it. And then at the end, they say Maggie's dad is obviously Pat Sajak. Well, I still don't understand. Treat yourself a round of sausage.
It sounds
Give
like a
yourself
panic to me.
Give yourself a round of applause was actually what it was. So I don't know. I don't know how you would come up a round of sausage. Anyone?
Alex just walked in, so we're distracted.
Mom still hasn't walked in, and she's in the next room, so I don't know what the hell she's doing.
Probably playing Heyday.
Nana!
Does she still play Heyday? I don't know.
I don't know. She's
Alex might know. There you are.
What do I know? I don't know much.
Does Mom still play Heyday? She plays
Probably.
something.
I'd say probably.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Where's Mom? Why is she not
I
here?
don't know. You want me to go look for her?
Lazing around.
Lazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's all true. She's a big shot. There's no question about it.
The only one of these are, so we're talking about like terrible Wheel of Fortune guesses.
Mm-hmm.
Because Alex wasn't here for that announcement
Yes.
part.
Sorry.
The only one I remember is actually not that bad. It was the guy who said mythological hero Achilles when he meant Achilles.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He pronouncing it wrong. They said, nope, you don't get it. Which I don't know. I feel like that he should have gotten
if
that.
you've only ever like read it.
If you've only ever read it, yeah, it's like, what are you going to do?
You
Like, he
know.
clearly knew the answer.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That one I'm
That's-
still like,
It's like I remember there was, I don't know if there still is, a store in the Galleria called Epitome.
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 And
Oh, yeah.
I know epitome, like in
The word.
talking, but I remember walking through the mall. I think I was with Mom, and I was probably like 15 or something. And I was like, that store's name is so weird. And she's like, Epitome? And I was like, I totally just thought it was Epitome the
Yep.
whole time because like as a store name,
Yep.
it just was out of context. So
That
yeah, I
happened
feel
to
bad
me
for
as
that
a
guy.
college freshman when I said a word and I knew what it meant and I'd read
Yes.
it for years. Paradigm.
Oh, paradigm.
yeah.
Yep.
Boy, did I get
Yes.
Just hammered.
Roasted.
Paradigm.
paradigm.
Yeah.
Paradigm. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Oh, we've all done that. I'm trying to think. I've done it a couple of times, but I can't remember what the hell it was. Long time ago, whatever. It does happen.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like my kid's school has a Veterans Day service every year, so they just had one on Monday, and we didn't sing the Star Spangled Banner, but I was telling one of the teachers as we were leaving it that when I was younger, I thought, how it says the dawn's early light.
Mm-hmm,
I
Don's
thought
early.
dawn's early was a word. Like
Donzerly.
you're looking very dawn's early today.
Yes. It's the rocket's red glare.
Yes. So no big deal. I know. I just love everybody makes
Yeah.
hears things wrong or says things wrong. It's
I'm gonna go
part of
track down your mother. She's like 10 minutes late, for Christ's sake. I'll be right back.
I am late because of a sun nut butter and jelly sandwich.
What's a sun nut?
Sunflower nut.
Sunflower
Oh, okay.
nuts.
butter,
They make
whatever.
sun nut butter. So
Sunflower butter's good.
it is really good.
Mhm.
Really?
Tasty. I'm going to turn their mics down
Good idea.
for the
What are you
time being.
Where are you?
There we go.
Yeah. So Sage is in a very big peanut butter and jelly phase right now.
So is Ethan.
Like he's been wanting them for breakfast. He wants them for a snack. He made himself 2 for dinner a few nights ago when he went over to a friend's house because we had their parent-teacher conferences, and he didn't want to eat what they were eating. So he's like, when I get home, I'll just make myself 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Anyway, and I don't like Uncrustables because there's a very long list of ingredients in an Uncrustable.
What's an Uncrustable?
You don't know what an
an
Uncrustable is?
Sorry.
They've been around since we were
I haven't
kids.
been a little kid since the 60s.
But you had kids.
But you had little kids
So is
in
this
Yeah.
the
bread
90s.
that doesn't have crust?
Yes, it's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that they put a press to cut the crust off.
So we did that, but manually.
Yes,
You
I
Make
do
a
that.
peanut and just take a glass.
Yes, I do that manually. I take
Circus
our
sandwiches.
magic bullet thing, but then Sage eats the crust. He likes the crust
Yep.
cut off,
Me-
but then
me
he eats
too.
the crust.
Yep.
Anyway, oh no, I'm gonna cough. This is why I wasn't here on Monday. It's not nearly as bad as it was though. Target makes Sun Nut Butter and Jelly, their own version of Uncrustables, and on the app it was like they have them here. And I looked where they said they were, and it was only Uncrustables. And I'm like, maybe Uncrustables is like a mafia, and they have a monopoly on crustless jelly and nut butter sandwiches. Anyway, I was looking at Target for those, and I couldn't find them, and they don't have them anymore. And they were Target brand too. But if you do find them, they're good. They're in the frozen section. All this to say,
There you go.
Where's
They are
Mom?
good. Mom's here now.
I'm here. I'm trying to figure
oh,
out
you don't see her.
where I am.
She's
Oh.
trying to get it up, no question about it. So, okay, let's go back 1 second. So, Alex, you don't like bread crust.
Yes, I do. I never said anything about.
Some people
anti-bread.
don't. Some people
No,
will
That's
not. eat
true.
bread.
A lot
I
of
feel
that's why
fine.
that's why Uncrustables exist. Is that they
Yes.
take the crust off.
Well,
A
it's
lot of
weird because
kids.
people just. I remember Dan being like, when my kids were toddlers, it made like fauna sandwich or something, and he's like, "Well, you have to cut the crust off." I was like, "Why?" Well, kids don't like crust. What if she doesn't know that it's an option to not eat the crust?
Exactly.
Eat it, and she's never cared about it before. And like to
Right.
him, it was just like a kids don't eat crusts on sandwiches,
Yeah, that's.
which is weird.
I mean, yeah, I get where he's coming from. I'd say.
He also grew up in a you drink milk with every meal family, so
I grew up like that.
yeah,
So did I.
a lot of people did.
Yep.
I can't find the link, Andy.
Oh, I will send it. To, so you're.
Thank you.
You can tell it's
All right.
Wednesday. It's been a really smooth day so far.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, I'm
God,
still
you're-
getting over a cold.
Your morning show was like 6 hours long.
6
Because I couldn't
hours.
get anybody to shut up on it. They kept talking over one another. It's like, oh my God, settle down.
You gotta love the enthusiasm.
Yeah, they're enthusiastic. That's exactly right. No
Better than
question.
nobody talking.
This is
No,
true.
it's not.
This is true.
Well, I know you think so.
I think, kids, they just get, they see other kids do stuff, and then that's
Yes,
where they get a lot of their ideas.
Oh, the crust thing.
Yes.
yes, for
it's,
sure.
It's sad, but they are little monkey see, monkey doers.
Speaking of kids and food, I think you will all be shocked when I tell you this. Fawn ate an almost entire regular size punch pizza and a full punch salad for dinner last night.
Oh,
Those are tiny
Huh.
pizzas. I'm sure she
No,
could eat
like
one.
But for an 8-year-old, it's like a 12-inch pizza.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
That's
She'll take the whole
true.
thing and a whole punch salad.
it's a good salad though.
What?
Yeah,
The whole punch salad?
yeah,
Because Dad and I share one, and we usually have leftovers.
yeah. She ate
Those are
almost the
really
en-
good
She
salads, though.
ate almost the entire thing. I was like,
Wow.
oh, she and I can split this, and this can be our meal. Because
Well,
I had
she's-
to do a booster club dance thing, whatever. So I was like, she can eat what she's going to while I'm at the booster club meeting, and then whatever's left over, I'll eat. There was like 2 crusts and like a half a cup of salad left.
Well,
So
she must be growing again.
she must be, and she does love punch.
I can't find the link. I don't know what's going on.
So you can't get on.
Nope, no link, no email.
Maybe if you'd been there on time, it might have made it
Maybe.
different.
I just don't know.
Danger
where
Will
it's
Rogers.
gone. I looked in junk. I've looked everywhere. Sorry, I just can't find it.
Oh well, we'll have to put up with your beautiful voice then.
Okay, I quit.
You quit.
Yeah,
Wow,
I'm not gonna
don't
keep
try too
looking for
hard.
it. No, I'll talk, but I'm not gonna keep on trying to find it.
All right. So what's new in the world, Catherine?
I don't know. I brought the dog down to get his hair cut. That's all I've done today, other than clean out a closet. And now I'm here.
I
Did you
kind of
play
noticed you.
M&M's cleaning out my closet while you did it?
I'm sorry, Mama. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm
Andy
sure you
gets
have
it.
no idea what we're talking
Andy
about.
gets it.
No, I don't get it.
It was my niche joke. You're welcome.
It's only niche depending on how old you are.
Yes, if you're a millennial.
If you're a millennial, you know exactly
You know
what
what
she's
I mean.
talking about.
There we go.
Yeah.
Are you guys distracted over there, or
She's still trying to get on. That's all
Well,
I
I
have
just
to say.
gave it one more team try, but I just can't. So,
It's not
Andy, where
happening.
did you
I
send
sent
it
it to
to?
Outlook?
well, it's not there, and I quit.
You're not dealing with it.
Nope.
All right. So what's new in the world? That's what I need.
Well, there's lots of new things in the world. The new administration people. It's like watching the NFL draft.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Pete Hegseth, who is from Minnesota,
Seth.
he's a Fox News anchor kind of guy, right?
Right.
Apparently, he's been selected to run the Department of Defense,
The Secretary of Defense. Yep.
which is wild to me because has he ever held a political position? I mean, not that you have to,
No,
probably.
he did serve a couple of tours, but I don't know. I really like a lot of, unlike some of my fellow left wingers, I want the president to succeed. I mean,
that would
Yeah.
be nice. That would be
ruining
nice.
the country to prove a point is the stupidest thing in the world.
Exactly.
You know, and honorably to serve the country honorably, that's great. But does that? I mean, I play guitar, but I'm not qualified to be in the Beatles. Right?
Correct.
Never know till you try.
Exactly.
I could call Paul up, but he never calls me back.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Rude.
You have to put on a British accent.
I could do that if they'd let me in the Beatles.
I'd speak like one of you if you'd let me play.
Well, I guess the thing about Pete is he's an Ivy League school guy, Princeton and Harvard, I believe.
Yep.
He served in Afghanistan?
I
Afghanistan
think both
and
Iraq and Afghanistan. I
Yep.
think.
So, I mean, I guess he's pretty smart, maybe, and
Yep.
maybe you should give him a chance. Rather, I mean, who was the last Department of Defense guy? Was that the one that was stealing suitcases? The
United States Secretary of Defense is specifically what he is gunning for, apparently.
right. He's not
Currently,
gunning
it's,
for it. He's already been named.
currently it's a guy named Lloyd Austin,
Yeah.
who was a general, so that's pretty good.
I mean, that's typically who gets the DoD job is, 3 and
Mhm.
4-star generals that
right.
Yeah.
have military experience, but also have a lot of military management experience because that's really what the job is.
Yeah.
You're not training people how to shoot guns. You're just making sure all the stuff shows up at the right
Yep.
place at the right time.
A lot of computer work.
Yep.
right.
I don't know. I think it'll be a good deal. Like I said, I've talked to Pete a couple times, met him a couple of times. He's an interesting guy. He's got an edge to him. There's no question about that. And he had to tell me, of course, I brought this up in the morning show. He had to tell me, of course, that his mom and dad hated my show.
Probably why he liked
Pretty
it.
funny though.
It's probably why he liked it.
Yeah,
You know,
for
that's
real.
a lot of times, teenagers hate everything their parents like. I
Yep.
think I'm on. I think I fixed the,
You think you fixed it?
the
I think you did
webcam
fix
and
it.
all this crap.
There
you go.
she is.
I just did this yesterday. Why
she
is it not
is.
knowing who I am again today? I
Miss
don't understand.
America.
What? Where's your camera? What's your mic? Okay, I'm here.
Is that what it said?
Anyway, yeah. So I thought that was interesting because maybe he'll do a good job and Minnesota will look like we know what we're doing for a switch.
Let's hope so.
Maybe.
And Trump's always picked interesting people. I remember in his first term when he picked Rex Tillerson to be the Secretary of State. I'm like, the guy's not a diplomat. But then I thought about it. It's like, wait a minute. This guy was the CEO of one of the largest corporations in the world.
What
He had to
corporation
work
would
with
this be?
Exxon.
Oh,
ExxonMobil.
okay.
I said he's had to work with leaders
Yeah,
all over the
for real.
world. He understands political conflict. And I said he might actually be a pretty good choice. The problem is he wound up hating Trump and he got fired. But my point is
But
he
aside
does
from
pick
that.
he does do some outside of the box thinking, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as it's successful.
Yeah. I appreciate very little about the person Donald Trump, but
Wait
I
a
do.
minute, what?
Yeah, shocking. I know.
I
But
get it.
I do appreciate the fact that he doesn't just like, oh, well, you've been in the political system for your whole life, so
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
are the person for the job.
Just nothing
Like,
but legacies everywhere.
yeah. So that's it is nice to.
Well, that
think-
is the big complaint, is that even Republicans, they've gotten so complacent and so fat and happy that they don't do anything for anybody.
I do think the interesting pick will be the new Department of Overspending or whatever they called it with Elon Musk. And I'm sorry, I can't remember his name because I
Vivek
think,
Ramaswamy.
yeah, I think of J.L. Coven, the great Trump impersonator that calls him Beefsteak Ramadan. I know, no, that's not his name.
Beefsteak Ramadan.
Anyway,
Isn't it? It's like the Department of. I know it spells DOGE because it's
Department
a meme.
of Government Efficiency.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's
dough.
down.
It's so funny because they're all having, I mean, a lot of people on the left are having this huge meltdown about it. And they're saying, oh, see, he's just kicking them to the curb. He used them to get elected, and now they're not even going to be part of a government system. It's like, well, Elon Musk isn't a natural born American.
No.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's true. He was born in South Africa.
And what they want to do is they want to develop a department, fix all of this government bloat within, because he's got, I don't know how many corporations to run, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to be in the government system. I think he just wants to get in there, fix it, and then get out. And people are just like, oh, they're not even making him a department head and all this stuff. It's like, it just, they don't even understand what's happening. There was
That's
a
true.
really good thread about what Americans have been paying taxes for.
Oh,
There was some
God.
crazy stuff on there, like spraying some animals with urine to see what happens to them. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars for this.
What was that?
It's at 11:17 a.m.
Who said that?
So one of your phones
Yeah,
said
one
that
of your
because it's
My phone's not even around.
not 11:17 over here.
yeah, Catherine, do you remember William Proxmire? He was I think a senator from Wisconsin. This is back in the 80s. He used to hand out the Proxmire Awards. It was the most egregious government.
Oh, yeah.
And they were always hysterically funny to read until you realized that you were actually paying for it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Do you think people will ever be happy when their side doesn't win? I've been a Democrat. I've been a Republican. I'm solidly centrist now. I like some things on the left and some things on the right. I don't hate anybody. I wouldn't waste my time. There are people I don't like, but I don't hate anyone. Why would I waste all that energy on hating someone? I don't get that. Why do people want to hate other people?
Because it's an easy bandwagon to hop on, and then you become part of a tribe.
Oh, so you just want to join in? That's what
Yeah,
it's all
this is
about.
all about, your identity politics.
But why would you want to join a group that hates everyone? I still don't get
Because
that.
they get to be angry and shit post, as they say, and
Well, isn't
be
it kind of
part
what
of.
it's the Ku Klux Klan? Isn't that what they did? They just hated everybody, so they got a club together, and I mean, it makes no sense to me. Not at all. I like Democrats. I like Republicans. The centrists, all the rest of it. Everybody just calm down, relax. One thing I will tell you about Pete Hegseth, in my opinion, is one of the reasons that Donald Trump did that is because he's very young. And I think Donald has to do that since he's, 78 years old now, I think he is?
78 or 9.
78 or 9. So it's good to have young people around, in their opinion. Pete Hegseth is a very smart guy. I don't know if he was a hero, but he served this country a couple of times. And,
Pete Hegseth is 44.
yeah. So there
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
pretty young. That has to make him one of the youngest secretaries of whatever the hell I said,
He's
right?
an Army National Guard officer.
He was a major, apparently,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
which
I found
is-
some of
is
the posts about government waste.
is a major.
$3,000 to NIH to watch hamsters fight while on steroids. $690,000 to study romance in parrots. $2.3 million to inject 6-month-old beagles with cocaine.
Yep.
$1.7 billion to maintain 77,000 empty federal buildings.
Right.
$38 million to deceased people. $6 million to boost Egyptian tourism. $3.5 million for parade balloons. $10 million for gender programs in Pakistan, which don't believe in
Oh yeah,
any
that's
sort
like
of,
not the place
yeah.
to do it.
Well, it's Pakistan. Why is it our responsibility to fix their culture?
Well, why do
That's
we
called
spend
imperialism.
$15 million for Egyptians' college tuitions?
Yeah,
Why are we
exactly.
paying for Egyptians to go to college?
I mean, a lot of very annoying people use the word cultural imperialism and they use it very wrong. But in this case, that's literally what it is. We're imposing our culture on them just so they'll be more like us.
And they don't like it either.
And no, they don't like it, but apparently it's okay to do it when you agree with the culture being imperialized.
This is my favorite one. $4.5 million to spray alcoholic rats with bobcat urine.
$4.5 million for that.
What are they trying to figure out by doing that?
I think what happened is America was just like loaded with money for a while there.
it's
The
too much
economy
money.
was great, and so everybody just started, I think, just saying,
Yep.
let's make up the most ridiculous crap we can and get a few $1 million for a study.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what most science is. It's like, can you think of something to do? Then the government will give you $1 million to do it.
Yeah, and it's time for it all to stop,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. I just could not believe the trillions of dollars we spend on the Department of Education, the federal Department of Education, and only 10% of that budget goes to our schools. Everything else is just bureaucracy and crap. They can give us back that money. We can have that money towards our schools and
I've
have
said it.
school choice and maybe teach our kids how to read, write, and do math again.
Well, I've said it
That'd be
many
pleasant.
times. America spends more than almost any other country per capita on our students. And
Yeah.
yet, this is the result.
I know, and they're
Clearly,
just
more money is
failing.
not the answer.
No, more money is not the answer. And more money usually isn't the answer. If you have money problems, it's always a spending problem, right? Not usually.
Almost always.
I mean, unless you lose your job, you lose, everything.
Right.
I understand that kind of stuff can happen. But generally, money problems are spending problems.
Well, but if you're getting the number 2 in the entire world per capita of money and you don't have enough money, it's because you're spending it all.
Yes, well, we're spraying, what are we spraying with urine?
Alcoholic rats?
Alcoholic rats.
That'll teach those little bastards.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
God, I'm just the worst hangover ever, and I smell like bat urine.
yeah, now I
Bobcat
smell like
urine,
pee.
Bob.
Mhm.
Yeah, why specifically
Oh,
Bob?
and foxes do stink. They
They
foxes
do.
Well, I don't know.
They do.
When we had a fox out at the farm, you could tell. I don't know if they're a musky sort of thing or if their pee just smells like that.
Yes.
It's very stinky.
So do coyote.
Mm-hmm.
Coyote urine.
Yeah, you
Horrible.
can tell. Well, that's how they mark their territory is by smelling very badly.
I'm reading the abstract for that study,
Sure.
and it's a whole lot of just
Like, what were they
Gibberish.
trying to prove?
whole lot of words here.
What were they trying to prove? What
Yeah,
The
was
what
laboratory
was-
uses predator odor stress to divide adult rats into groups that exhibit high or
Okay,
low
right
avoidance.
there. Big X. No. Just that sentence. No, we're not giving you any money.
Yeah, no, this is a joke study for sure. It's like
It's a
it's
joke study.
nominally about PTSD, and then to see if alcohol makes the PTSD better or something like that. But it's a bad study
then why the urine?
because it's a stressor
Stresses
for rats.
out.
Oh,
It's the
okay,
rat
yeah, yeah.
equivalent of like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
nom flashback, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Give me a
Got it.
break.
Oh, so if the
That's-
rats are drunk, they don't mind getting peed
Exactly.
on?
That's
Yeah.
what they're thinking.
Anybody that made it through their freshman year of college knows that.
Yeah.
This is not a study that needed to
Right.
be done. It's been happening for
Mm,
We
years.
that's
conducted
true.
our own
Yeah.
versions of it at one point.
Yeah.
No, and it just goes on and on with all of these crazy studies. Fauci, what we're spending on Fauci.
Yeah, we talked
15
about
million
that
a
earlier.
year. Yeah,
I,
for his drivers.
15 million for
million.
drivers?
Drivers?
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
What are,
And
what are they
he's got-
driving? Airplanes?
He's got the highest paid federal salary, federal.
Yep. He
What is
does,
he even doing?
What is he? What is he? What's his
see.
position? Why is he
Anthony
getting
Fauci.
anything?
He was like the head of COVID panic, and then all of a sudden it
Which
was
he
like
destroyed.
He was
he's-
the director of the National Institute of
Yeah.
Allergy and Infectious Diseases for 40 years almost, and
that
the
a
chief
government
medical advisor
agency?
to the president.
okay.
NAIUD is yes, a government agency.
That's a government agency. Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I'm confused because during COVID, and Doug, I would like your answer, not anybody else's. Thank you very much. During COVID, Fauci was like the he knows all. He's the one to follow for a lot of people. And then wasn't there no, he's bad now?
So, well, yeah, there's a lot of people that hate him. And it's funny that this comes up because we just talked about this with Kristen Burt a little while ago.
Okay.
And my theory is because if you go back to early 2020 and the early federal COVID response, I thought, and I'm not a Trump fan, I think he did everything right. He invested in Operation Warp Speed. He got the ventilators. The car manufacturers make ventilators. He shut down the border, shut down the economy. But I think, my idea is that it's because of Amazon conditioning the public for instant gratification, as it didn't solve the COVID issue within a month. There are a lot of people went, this is bullshit. I want to go ahead and drink beer with my friends down at the bar, and blah, 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 blah. And Trump went, it's a state's issue, and walked away from it.
Well, a big part of the problem was we were told multiple times 2 weeks to
flatten the curve.
Flatten the curve.
Yeah, the
And
2
weeks
to
is
flatten
a
the
huge
curve.
overpromise.
Yeah.
If nobody leaves their house,
If we all stayed home for 2 weeks and didn't breathe on anyone,
And I think
then it would go away. Sure,
then it would
but
absolutely
that's not
go away. But if
realistic.
not if every single person in the United States of America stayed in their home for 2 straight weeks, it'd be gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also come out that Fauci was invested personally in the Wuhan labs, and yes, I mean he's not a good guy in my opinion.
Well, anyone who's been entrenched in that sort of field for that long is going to get corrupt. It's the natural order of things.
You know how you just kind of get something random that someone said sometimes stuck in your head, and then you say it every once in a while, and it's like years and years go by, and you still
like SpaghettiOs,
that kind of thing. Every once in a while, I'd say every 3 months, Dan just goes, "The China virus," like it's Donald Trump
From China.
I don't
It was
know
in China.
what it is. But he does a Donald Trump, the China virus.
So that brings up another. This is just an observation. Doesn't matter if it's right or not, but there's still debate over whether that was intentional or whatever, or whether it was a lab accident. What caused all this stuff? But what's very interesting is whatever level of involvement China had, the most restrictive COVID lockdowns in the world were in China. So if they actually knew what was going on. Yeah, it might have been pretty scary stuff.
Yeah. Well, listen, I love a conspiracy theory. Love a conspiracy theory. And I'm like, the whole thing was planned. I mean, I don't know if I kind of do, but I think it's great to believe that. I think it's fun.
Makes the world a more interesting place.
Exactly.
Therefore, it is true.
Like, you can't think about it too much. It's just like, yep, it was all planned, and we're all a big social experiment. Everything is anyway. Whatever.
Right. I think so.
All right, we got to get some important news here. Just popped up on my phone. Thanks to our listeners, because they send stuff in to me. I would have never found this story. It's a real story. I'm not making this up.
Okay.
And the 2 women on the show can block their ears if they want to.
Oh, God.
But the Kardashians are not exactly popular anymore. They're nowhere near as big as they used to be, correct?
They're still pretty
I have
popular.
no idea.
Yeah, they're popular, but among a very specific subset of humanity
Yeah.
that we
Lunatics.
don't have anything to do with.
Well,
No idea.
Well, apparently they're begging for some new viewers or listeners or whatever they need. I don't know.
Their TV show probably. Right?
TV show? They still have one?
I think so.
I think they have a show on Hulu with like the Kardashians, because it was
okay.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians on E. I had a roommate in college that watched it, and then there was a whole big thing that they left E, and now it's on Hulu.
Okay.
They didn't leave E. They got fired, I thought.
Yeah, or what?
I don't know.
I don't even know what happened, but they're no longer on E, and now it's on Hulu, unless it changed again. I don't know.
This story, and this is a real story. I'm not making this up. One of the Khloe Kardashian. Which one is that? No, that's.
She's the one that everybody says is O.J. Simpson's kid.
Oh,
All
that's
right,
the
then.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
You can run a
Well,
4-second 40.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's why.
I am not making up this headline. This is the headline of a story about Khloe Kardashian. You ready?
Okay.
I think they need some attention. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, boy.
Khloe Kardashian reveals she's downsized her larger vagina.
Huh. Well, I mean,
That's
you're an
a
empty
headline.
nester. You don't need the big one anymore. It's less to clean.
I'm gonna find this is be on social media at midnight, just so you know it's perfect.
Dear God.
Honest to God. And there's a picture of her looking at the camera. She's like, yes, I'm going through it right now. How desperate are you to get attention that you
Well,
post that?
That's
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Well, I went to a
God.
fundraising event at an Ever Eve last night, and they sell Good American jeans,
Sure.
which Khloe Kardashian is like, I don't know, her name slapped on it somehow. I don't know if she's
That's how
the
everything is.
quote-unquote
Every pair of
founder
pants.
or the-
yeah,
yeah.
it's insane.
I don't know. But I was looking at a pair of jeans and I was like, oh, these are cute. And then I looked at the label and I was like, oh, they're Good American. I will not buy them. And
No?
my friend I was there with was like, why? And I was like, because Khloe Kardashian has something to do with it. And she's like, oh, ew. So
Yeah, they're over now, aren't they? Pretty
I
much.
don't know that they'll ever be over.
No, they got
over.
plenty of money.
It's like,
Well, yeah.
And they have people that pay attention to
Yeah.
them. I mean, Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian has how many Instagram followers?
well, look at Cardi B. She couldn't be any more like
That's
gross.
Good example.
She's
The thing-
gross.
The thing about Cardi B that I get more than the Kardashians is Cardi B is just like, yeah, I'm gross. What?
That's true. She embraces it.
She's like, men are gross all the time. I'm gross.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? And whereas like the Kardashians are just obnoxious and try, like, I don't know. And
They want to be
that's-
taken seriously, but they also don't make any effort to be taken seriously.
And my
Yeah, they've started
biggest-
a genre of the billionaire trashy set.
My biggest,
Yeah.
biggest problem with the Kardashians is the unattainable beauty standards that they set for women because of the amount of plastic surgery that each one of
Yeah.
them has had and
Right.
fillers and just like unbelievable amount. None of them, except for Kendall, she's a supermodel. And I don't know that she's had any like major plastic surgery because she still looks like herself from when she was a child. But all the rest of them don't look even remotely close to what they used to.
I remember the first time I tried to watch an episode. This is a zillion years ago,
Who's
and
lying?
Kim Kardashian was lying on a thing with somebody was using some sort of giant machine to massage her ass so she didn't have cellulite. That was the episode.
Here's a watchable show.
Well, if you need to get rid of cellulite, I guess good tips.
But that's
You
all- I
wonder
mean,
why the rest of the world hates us.
Yeah,
I know.
shocking.
Sometimes
I know,
it's like,
I-
are we the great Satan?
I,
Have we ever
might be.
really thought about it?
I
But
watched a
great thighs.
true.
That's true.
At least we've got that going for us. I
Well,
watched a few episodes because I had a roommate that liked watching it, and so every once in a while I'd sit down while she was watching it. And there was one character in that show that I was like, I like him, and his name was Scott Disick. He was one of
Oh,
the
yeah. Yep.
sisters. I don't know that they were ever married, boyfriends. They had children together.
Scott Disick, let's see. He was partnered with Courtney.
Yeah.
But apparently not
Partnered.
married.
Yeah, they never got married, but they had some kids together. And he just was so ridiculous and would say, like, there would be just stupid stuff going on. You know, they'd be having their ass massaged by a machine, and he would, like, just walk by and say some, like, funny one liner. And I was just like, I like this guy. And it was the only redeemable person in the show.
He was the only sane man in the room.
I thought so. And he himself was absolutely ridiculous, but in a much more fun way than the rest of them.
So he's not on anymore?
I have absolutely no idea. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wasn't Natalie into that big time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who, yeah.
No, he's still on the Kardashians, apparently.
I don't know. Okay, so Kim Kardashian has 359 million Instagram followers.
Yep.
No.
People still care.
Yeah.
They sure do.
For sure.
What are those people looking at? What are they trying to get by being on Kim Kardashian's page?
Like Alex said, it's like Kim Kardashian's having her ass massaged by some machine. It probably costs $40,000 a treatment. She's getting
Yep.
her butt, lifted and injected with all of this stuff.
She lost like
That's-
30 pounds in 2 weeks or something to fit into a
Jesus.
dress for the Met Gala.
That
or
cannot be
something.
healthy.
No, it just, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
4 or 5% of the population on the planet.
What?
350 million?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
population of the United States.
Yeah.
God,
hmm
Yep.
for that.
Yep.
I mean,
Sad
that's
stuff.
I guess it's like why do people sit there on Instagram and watch people take things out of boxes?
Unboxing videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unboxing videos. Why? I guess because people are bored or just wish that they had that kind of life where
It's
they
wish
could just
fulfillment, yeah.
have gifts all the time and free swag and what's in it and what it looks like. And I guess
Well,
it's just living vicariously.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like Doug said before, the Amazon like instant gratification. Like if you watch someone else open something up, it kind of gives you the feeling of
Yeah.
like what's in the
Yeah.
box? What's in the box?
So I have a story which ends with an Amazon question. I'll try to make it quick, but
Okay.
we've been hiking all over Red Wing. It's such a
Oh,
great
yeah.
town for
Great
hiking.
It
And I
is. It's
realize
really
it
nice.
reminds me of northern New England much more than Minnesota because it's very hilly.
Yes.
So Saturday we're hiking in this local park and it's really, really steep. And we were coming down this hill and I slipped on a loose rock and started to fall off the trail. And my wife, who, as most of you have met her, 4'11" and 100 pounds, is trying to break my fall.
real
and I'm
small.
yelling.
No,
Yeah.
that's not
Like,
going to
I'm
work.
220. This is not good.
No.
both
so
gonna
she
go
gets out
down.
of the way. So I decide it's time to become an old guy and buy the walking sticks because we're gonna, they're like ski poles, but they're
Yeah.
shorter.
Well, you
and they're
burn more calories that
slight
way
different.
too.
You
That
do.
is true.
You do.
Well, and you don't
You
kill
get an
yourself,
arm workout.
which is really the benefit.
Yes.
So I went on Amazon, and here's the question. I sorted for some reason price, and Andy, don't look, or anybody else, highest to lowest. Guess what the most expensive
boy.
pair of, they're basically carbon fiber or aluminum hiking poles
The
are.
most expensive.
Most expensive.
Got to be
one.
like $1,000.
I'm gonna say like 1,500.
Yeah, 1,500, I would think.
Just a little under $6,000.
$6,000.
These levitate themselves? I mean, how what's that?
Maybe for like hiking up Mount Everest. Maybe it's got like.
Well, but
these
still,
big
what are they
still,
made of?
Like, yeah, what-
emergency something.
There
Into
were
a
quite
helicopter.
few of
I
them
don't
that
know.
were more than $2,000, but this one stood out. I'm like,
At first I thought $2,000, and then I was like, no, that's
I went with a
ridiculous.
$24 model, which
Yeah.
seemed to work just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a great hiking town Red Wing is.
It
I mean,
is,
everybody
yes.
knows about Barn Bluff, but there's so many other great places. down
Yes,
there.
there
Yeah.
are.
Memorial Park, even the cemetery there is just gorgeous. It's on top of this hill. And
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great hiking town. I have an Amazon story.
Okay.
$5,700.
Close.
Oh, sorry.
No. So I ordered Dad a Soda Stream.
Yep.
For his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Andy and I gave it to you for your birthday, Dad. Have you received it in Florida yet?
No, we received 2 of the glass
Giraffes.
bottle
Okay.
things. correct?
Okay,
It
good.
should be like soon. Anyway, I delivered the original one to my house, and then as I got it, I was like, shoot, I think I was supposed to send this to Florida. Because Mom and I had a conversation. She's like, I'll give him one for Minnesota, and then you send him one to Florida. And then when I ordered it, had it backwards. So I was like, she sent one to Florida, and I'm going to get the Minnesota one. And then it was clear to me that I got it wrong. And so I went to go return them. I could return the carafes just fine. And then the Soda Stream, which was $200 or like $220 or something, it was like return eligible through January 1st or something like that. But it wouldn't let me actually select anything. And so then it called customer service. Call got dropped after being on hold for 15 minutes,
Yeah, great.
the whole thing. And then I go on Amazon and I'm like, I've done the chat before about returns, and usually that's pretty helpful. And I talked to this woman and I waited and I waited and I waited because I was like, I just want to return this. I sent it to the wrong address. I already ordered a new one to be sent to the correct address. And then she is gone for like 10 minutes and then keeps on saying like, please hold, comes back and she's like, the best we can do is refund you the total amount. So now I just have the Soda Stream and they gave me my $220 back and they didn't ask, they
What?
don't want me to return it.
Yeah, we've done
Yeah.
a couple of that kind of thing where something would break, and they were like, "Just send us a picture of the power cord cut off." And I'm like, "Okay, here it is." And they're
Yeah.
like, "All right, we'll send you a new one. Keep the old one."
I've had Wayfair do that before. They sent us this TV stand over here in the background. I don't know if you can see it from where Dad is.
No.
Yeah, the TV
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
the
from
Kleenex
Dad,
on
yeah,
it.
Oh, on his
One of the mirror doors was broken. So I called customer service and they said, well, we're just going to send you a whole new unit. I'm like, no. I don't want all that.
Yeah. I
Talk
just
about
want
shipping
to-
costs.
It's easier
Can we
for
just
them.
get
It's easier for them. Yeah.
Yep.
Can we
'Cause
just
they
get a door?
don't have parts of it. They don't have the parts.
No, they just have boxes
They just
full
have
of
the boxes
the
of
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the shipping, and that's crazy waste. I mean, I
It
ended up
is.
giving it to some guy, and I said, I don't have both doors, but he took it gladly. But I mean, geez,
Why
Yeah.
not?
that thing
that
weighed
makes-
about 100 pounds.
That
It's-
makes more sense because things are broken. This was unopened
I know. It's insane.
in the box.
Well, it's an
And
economy
now-
of scale thing. I mean, if you ship 1 million units a day, what's one
Yeah.
return? You're not
Exactly.
going to care. It's
What's
not worth your time.
$220 to Amazon people? I know.
Exactly.
And so now I'm like,
Well,
I
now
guess
you've
I'll
gotta-
sell it
Yeah.
because I don't want to. I mean, I love the idea of a soda stream, but we don't have a ton of counter space in our kitchen, and we already have appliances out. We have like a coffee machine and a toaster, and I'm just like, we
Yep.
just got too much crap.
We have an old Soda Stream. I guess we could swap it out.
I was gonna say,
There you go.
Do you want to
And the old Soda Stream can.
buy it for half
retired.
price from me for something? I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah,
Just
we
give
might.
it
actually.
to him. It's your brother.
oh yeah, I got
God.
it for
You
I
got
got
it for free.
$220 back. That's true. Yeah. if you
Yeah,
want it.
jeez. I'll
Sorry.
sell it to you for
Charge your old
half
brother.
price.
I keep
Wow.
thinking that
Alex for the government efficiency.
I am-
Yeah.
well, no, I was thinking about selling it to somebody for half the price that I bought it for, and so it just
But
that's
that would
like
be
what
half
I
of
was
zero is
thinking
zero.
of. No, I believe that's true. But I was like, I could ask somebody $100
She's
for this
like, "Ka-ching."
$220
You could.
thing.
Yeah, well, you could not have brought it up on the show. Oh, sorry, my battery just died. You
Oh,
could just
yeah.
not brought it up on the show and made some money.
I could have. But it's. I will say, Andy, it's all glass. So
Oh, maybe not. Like the entire Soda Stream?
no, but like the carafes are glass, and they're not interchangeable with plastic.
Oh,
So-
okay. Yeah, then we probably don't want that.
Something to consider.
Ethan's been
when
into
you
making
have-
bubble water lately.
I was
and
say when you have a toddler around,
he's gonna drop those.
Well, you could
I-
make it, and then you could just pour it into a glass for him.
He
I
can
mean,
reach
doesn't-
everything.
I know.
There's
but-
nothing in
Yeah,
our
they
house that he
climb
can't
up
reach
on
at this point. The other day, so he gets up, and usually what he does, he just goes to the bathroom right away,
Mhm.
and then he comes into our room and makes us get up. So, but the other day he went to the bathroom, and then he just went deeper into the house, and we were like,
Uh-oh.
okay. I mean, sometimes he just goes out and he reads a book or plays a toy or something.
Yeah.
And then I hear the microwave closing.
Ooh.
One of these muffins that we have, put it in the microwave. He climbed up on the counter, put it in the microwave, hit the add 30 seconds button. He cooked his own muffin, frozen muffin, by himself
Yeah.
at the age of not even 3.
Yep.
Wow.
So don't underestimate what they can get into.
No, definitely do not.
No,
because
silence
they
in
will-
toddlers is always a bad thing.
It
Mhm.
is.
I mean, we've
Yes.
shown him because he's been eating these muffins as basically
I
his
was going
whole
to say,
life.
I'm sure it's
And we're
something
like-
that he's seen over
Yeah,
and
and
over
we're like,
again,
this
he's
is the
I know
add
how to
30
do
seconds
this.
button. So, and sometimes it's like, I want to do it. So we pick him up and we're like, press this button.
Yeah.
And there you go. So now he knows the process. So he can just do it himself.
Fawn the other day made herself a quesadilla, and I
It's
don't
a little
know.
more complicated.
She made herself a quesadilla, but she didn't. She set it for a minute, but she saw it was like already cooked, and she didn't know how to like stop it,
Oh,
and so she started screaming like it was going to explode.
you open the door. That's what you do.
That's what I said. I was like, "Fine, just open the door. Open the door." She's like, "No, it's going. The microwave is running." And I was like, "Open the microwave door." She's like, "No, Mom, the microwave is on." And I was like, "Fun. If you open the door, it will stop." And she was like, she was in panic. She couldn't even make she couldn't take action.
Alex, do you
So
ever
then I
feel
went
like you're
in.
arguing with yourself when you talk to your
100%.
daughter?
100%. And so I walk in and I open the door and I was like, just so you know, if you ever have something in the microwave and it's like making weird sounds or you're freaking out, just
Open the door.
open it
That's
up
all you
and
got
the
to
whole
do.
thing stops.
Yep.
Because we don't use the microwave a ton. And so she's like not super, like she can cook an egg on the stovetop, no problem.
Huh.
But then like preheat the oven and make muffins from scratch, great. But the microwave,
Microwave, not so much.
she was like, "Ah!" I don't know. I just thought it was pretty funny because she was truly panicked.
All right, I got to make an announcement here on the family show. Made it this morning on the morning show. Dougie, when you came down to West Palm, did you eat at Stressa with us, the Italian restaurant?
No, I
we
heard
ate
him
Oh.
talk about this on the
Yeah, I was
way, and I
gonna
was
say.
sad to hear it. No, we went to who's the guy that founded Florida?
Flagler?
Yeah,
Johnny
Johnny
Florida.
we went to that steakhouse down. Well, he was really responsible for
Yes, he built the
upper
railroads
East
and
Coast
stuff, I think.
coming down to the East Coast
Yeah.
of Florida.
He was indeed.
Yes.
Catherine and I went to dinner last night. We wanted to go to Stressa. We pull up to Stressa, which the family's been eating there for 27 years.
Yep.
So Alex was 9, Andy was 11 when we first went and had dinner there.
Sounds
We
right
pull
to
up-
me.
What's that?
It says, sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we pull up last night and I went, God, the lights aren't on. We walk up, for sale. Stress is closed, although everything's still in there.
Well,
I don't know how they do
yeah.
that.
Well, I guess, it takes
But-
some time to figure out what to do.
I guess so, but we were like, oh my God. So there's another one on the island called Trevini, which he also owned. So I figured, well, maybe business just wasn't good and he shut it down. So we drive out onto the island and get a table at Trevini, and Catherine asks if Claudio's around. And everybody just freezes.
Yeah.
And the head waiter said, well, I'm sorry, but he didn't
Well,
say.
it was first it was the hostess. You
Yes.
asked her and she said, "Oh, Claudio had a stroke 3 months ago." And Tom says, "Oh, but he's okay, right? I mean, is he going to recover? And all this stuff." I'm like, "Well, the restaurant's closed, so it's probably not good." But I didn't say anything. And then she went away, and so we kind of had a little bit of hope. And then the waiter says, "No, there was a funeral and everything." So
God.
yeah, so he must have had a massive stroke and died.
Yes, indeed. Claudio is one of the great guys of all time. That restaurant, Stressa, was, in my mind, still the best Italian restaurant I've ever eaten at in my entire life.
Really?
Alex used to have the gnocchi and
Gorgonzola.
gorgonzola sauce, and it wasn't on the menu anymore.
Nope.
And last time she came down, or one time she came down, and he actually made it for her. He said, "Let me know when she's coming,
Yep.
and I'll make it up for her." That's how,
How old do you think the guy was, you guys?
I would say mid-70s.
I thought he was
Early
way older,
70s.
but I don't. I've tried to find information about him, and there's like none.
I know,
one
there's
of those-
nothing.
he's
I
one of
can't even
those-
find an obit.
Yeah, like he's one of those people that my whole life he's just kind of been like this old
yeah.
guy.
hmm
Yeah, I
You mean like your dad?
You know, no, like
Oh!
he's always felt older than my
Yeah.
dad.
There's
Yeah.
people who like
Always felt
they
older
hit
than-
50 and they become 80, and then they
Yeah.
just freeze in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, and he was like one of those people. I
Yeah.
think.
But I mean, so Ethan's the last one that got to have a meal there.
Yep.
The last
as far as
first
the
meal
last,
of-
the last first meal. Yeah,
Owen
I
will
mean, it
never
was
be able to
Claudio was sitting at the bar, which he always did with his computer open. I don't know what he was doing over there.
business.
Gambling.
And we're sitting in they put us, thankfully, in a very quiet room because we had a toddler with us.
Yeah, we were far
And-
away from everyone.
And Ethan had a plate of spaghetti, and he ate. We posted that years ago, 2 years ago when he did
No, it was
it.
only a year ago.
Was it only a year ago?
Not
Last
even.
year.
It was last
He
year.
just
Yeah.
sat there stuffing his face like he's never had a meal in his life. He's licking the bowl, going yum 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 yum. He's covered in spaghetti. Claudio's just standing there, just sitting there laughing and taking
loved
this in, just loving the fact that this kid liked the plate of spaghetti so much.
Yeah, he was like the stereotypical child with a plate of spaghetti, just covered in it, eating it with his hands,
Spaghetti's-
licking the sauce off the
Yeah,
plate.
he ate a
Spaghetti's-
giant bowl.
One of those things that like until my kids were like 4, I think I just like took their clothes off.
Yeah.
Yep.
When there was spaghetti involved. There's red sauce,
Yep.
especially spaghetti.
You know, when
Well,
we give
Sage,
him a
you could
bowl of
still
yogurt, we just
Sage, you
like
could still do that.
Yeah, Sage
Yeah.
could still wear a bib.
Yeah, he's a very messy eater.
we got one more quick announcement to make. Speaking of people who are not doing so well, Dave Coulier apparently has lymphoma.
Oh
I
no!
love Dave Coulier. What the hell kind of 24-hour period is this?
Mm-hmm.
He's coming to do the show all the time. He's just a
Yes.
great guy.
I remember him at the old podcast studio downtown. It was one of my favorite
Yup.
hours that I ever spent.
Was he on
there.
the podcast?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was in
Wow.
studio.
He does a stand up. He like goes to House of Comedy, I think.
Oh, I don't remember that for some reason.
Yeah, it was in the in the small one.
Yeah.
So this was 10 years ago
Oh,
easily,
yeah, it's
but
a
he
while
just
ago.
started telling stories and doing voices, and He was really,
Yep.
really
I wonder if I can
House.
find it. Maybe I'll upload that one like this
How
week.
old is
That'd
he?
be cool.
65.
Oh,
He has
he's
a
too
stage
young.
3 B cell, which gives him about a 5-year lifespan.
All depending.
Depending. I mean, it could be
Yeah.
anywhere from
He's got
6 months to 10 years, but on average, it's at his age and at that stage, it's about five years.
I'm
and
sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
I
sorry
always,
to hear that
I
too.
love that guy. But so Claudio, we miss you. Dave, we hope to not miss you for many more
Yeah.
years.
stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma.
Specifically B cell, because there's two kinds. There's B cell and there's follicular. And follicular is a lot easier to treat.
Yeah, I had a friend who died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. She was very young. I think she was in her 30s.
Ugh.
Wow.
Not
Yeah.
Hodgkin's, the bad one.
I
right?
believe
Hodgkin's
so,
not
yes.
So bad.
Well, but again, there's multiple kinds of
Yeah,
each, and it
that's
depends
true.
on,
That's
you
true.
know, that sort of thing.
Alex, you know what he's recently famous for?
What?
Remember Alanis Morissette?
I was going to
Jagged
say they
Little-
were married.
She's
but
the
she-
guy that, or he's the
Jagged
guy
Little
she
Pill.
wrote the song about. You
Yeah.
ought to know.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Huh.
Not great.
Wow. Yeah,
not
no.
great. Not a great look for
It
Dave.
was a tough breakup.
Yes.
Yeah, I
it was
guess
not
so.
amicable.
Jagged Little Pill.
Yes.
Yeah,
The whole
Do you remember the
album
song from the 90s? She just, Alanis Morissette just,
ripped into him.
you're the biggest.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's
You
swearing.
oughta
and
know.
Yikes.
It's,
Blah, blah, blee, blue.
Yes.
Hell hath no fury.
Blah, 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 blah,
Like a
blee.
woman scorned.
well, she probably made $5 million
Oh,
off
I'm-
the
Oh,
record.
she
so
just-
She
okay.
did okay.
Super weird story, but Dan 2 years ago or something. So he has this friend that he goes to a lot of sports games with because his friend is like single and like sports. So he gets season tickets to most like the Twins and Timberwolves and stuff. And he invites Dan a lot. And so Dan will buy him dinner and then they'll go to a game. And this is the arrangement that they have. And then Dan will drive him home. It's like they do it.
That's
I mean,
perfect.
yeah, it's like their little thing. And about 2 years ago, Dan asked me, he's like, next month, Mike asked me to go to, not Mike, his brother, it's a different Mike.
Oh, okay.
Mike asked me to go see the Alanis Morissette Jagged Little Pill Resurgence tour.
Oh.
And I was like, what?
What?
And he's like, yeah, he has 2 tickets that he got, and he was going to bring a friend, and now the friend can't go, or there was like something. And so he asked me to go with him. And I was like, do you want to go? He was like, why not? You know, that's like a,
We all grew up with it. Like,
exactly.
you
Like
know.
that's a big deal album. And
Yeah.
I think it might be kind of fun. And I was like, go right on ahead then. And he said that it was great. He was like, it was a great tour. And it was the Jagged Little Pill.
They play the
the
I saw an
whole
Eagles
album.
show where they did Hotel
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, but
Exactly
it was
the
like
same
the
thing.
whole album from the Dave Coulier breakup.
Huh.
So Dan's seen it live. No big deal. And he said she put on a good show. So
Well, she's
If you
not
get a
that
chance.
old.
no, she's probably in her 50s,
Yeah.
mid
But-
50s.
well, Dave's 65, so I hope she's not that young, but let's see. Oh, she's 50. So 15-year difference,
Oh, yeah.
often not terribly healthy,
yeah, that
but
was a while
sometimes
ago.
it
It was
works.
30 years ago. Jagged Little Pill. When did that come
At
out?
I feel like it was the 30-year anniversary of that album. So
Let's see. Jagged Little Pill, 1995. So she was 21 at the time.
he was 36.
Yeah, and he was 30. He was my age.
That's
Wait a minute. So he married her when she was a teenager?
No, they were just going out. They never got married.
Oh, they never got married.
Oh, they never got married.
I don't
okay,
think
they were
so.
just dating.
Didn't they? Let's see.
Mm,
No, doesn't look like it.
okay.
Oh, well.
So yeah.
All right. That is going to do it. Any closing words?
Closing words.
Every single time you say that in my head, I say, take care of yourselves and each other.
Mhm.
There you go.
Jerry Springer.
Good night and good luck.
That's right. It was Jerry Springer. I forgot about Jerry.
Jerry Springer said,
God.
take care of yourselves and each other at the end of
Didn't
every
he die
episode.
recently?
Yep.
Yeah.
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 A
last
few
year,
years
I
ago.
Yeah, I would say like
Yeah.
a year
Last
ago, yeah.
I remember Ron Majors, the former brilliant anchor. Of course, Paul Majors' older brother. Ron Majors worked at Channel 5. Paul Majors worked at Channel 11. And I will never, honest to God, forget that those guys were, I don't know, they were a piece
I'll
of
never
work.
forget.
That those guys were, I don't know,
I forgot while I'm talking about it.
No, I did not.
got in the midst of the discussion.
No, what happened? Okay, so Ron Major's in Chicago. He's an anchor in Chicago. He's in the same building as Jerry Springer. And Ron told me that Springer's walking by him. He looked all depressed. So Ron says to him, why do you look so depressed? You okay? And he goes, yeah, I'm fine, but I'm kind of, I don't know, man, I'm just kind of confused. And Major says, why is that? And he goes, I'm making $7 million a year to do nothing. It's like,
Yikes.
okay.
It's got to
Thanks
be
for
like
sharing that one, Tom.
Yeah, for the rest of us,
Now we're all depressed.
$7 million a year for doing nothing.
I would absolutely have like a crisis of faith kind of situation.
Why?
I don't know. Just like you said, just getting that much money for
Yeah,
not
yeah.
doing anything at all while people are out there. I mean, like, think
I
about the
see.
life of the average like lineman or garbage worker or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, take
They
the money
won't
and
make $7
run.
million in their lives.
Take the money and run and set up some sort of good thing to
Yeah,
do
that's
for
the
people.
best you can do. Yeah.
Yep.
We had him on
absolutely.
several times. He was a very nice guy, actually. He was a very, very pleasant man.
He's a smart dude too. I think he was
Yeah.
Ivy League as well.
Yep. I think that's absolutely right. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Got a picture in my noggin reminds me of this one was before. Every time I hear the singing reminds me how you talking.